reaction. First thing I want to do is, since we're so public now, I have been asked by my advisors to use a disclaimer.
Right.
Because what happened was, there was a gal who was on one or two of our calls ago. I'm not going to say her name just in case she jumps on here. And then after I put it on YouTube, she was just having a meltdown. I mean, she came on, she's drinking, she's having a great time. And then she all of a sudden, oh, there's Christopher. Then she ends up having a meltdown, and she tried her darnest to guilt trip me and tell me, hi, Christopher. So she was trying to guilt trip me and says, you've got to take that YouTube down. And I realized that was her issue. And the YouTube's still up. And when it got up to 250 views, she was still having a meltdown. And then I told her, it's going to stand. You're just going to have to work it out. And then she disappeared.
Yeah.
So as a result of it, some of our advisors, the Guptas, have asked me to do a disclaimer. So I'm going to read it real quick here. Disclaimer. Anybody who's new, but you guys are not new. By participating in the World Urine Therapy Conference Zoom calls, you acknowledge and support the personal use of this ancient yogic practice. You agree not only to participate in a live streaming broadcast on the subject, you acknowledge that you are being recorded, but also agree to release Brother Sage and the Shivambu organization from any liability from the use of the recording or this video on any platforms, either online or offline, for the education and promotion of urine therapy. If you decide to be in attendance of the call and wish to not be seen or heard, simply mute your camera and microphone or leave the call now.
Amen.
Is that a good disclaimer?
Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, it has been spoken and everybody here is in agreement?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay.
Hey, Matt. Nice to see you again.
Hey, Chris. Or
And
Sarah.
Yeah, that's my wife. And
Hey.
and Darlene, nice to see you again.
That's good to see you, Chris.
It's a beautiful backdrop you have.
Well, thank you. It's a little painting I did, and I decided to make it big.
Wow. Is that what is that, watercolor or acrylic?
It's a bit of both.
Hey, Christopher, I'm sorry I missed you coming over to the property yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, I just came over to shoot my bow, do a little archery.
Was that at the stacks of the hay stacks in the back?
The bales of hay, yeah. Yeah, lost an arrow. But my finger's still a little numb.
Should I be looking for the lost arrow?
Yeah, I mean, if you see it back there, it's black. It's part of the deal that you sometimes, you know.
Sweet. Well, I hope to see you. Hope to see you at our Gemini party later today.
Oh, you're having a party today?
Yeah, from 4 to 10. We're inviting friends of Geminis and Geminis.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, you know, Sarah, my wife, is a Gemini. She just had her birthday last week. So
Okay, well, tell her to bring both of herselves here.
okay, yeah. All doppelgangers are welcome here. Yeah.
Welcome. All right. If you haven't already, turn off your. Oh, the Guptas. Keep talking.
Hello, McLean.
Our call started.
Is that how you say your name, McLean?
Our call started.
And
Yes.
and there's yeah.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. But right now, we're all on the call right now. Okay. Bye. Hey guys, can you carry on? I'm going to send an invitation over to the Guptas.
Sure.
I just
Hi,
put
McLean.
in the Shivambu messenger. Somebody asked for the link in there, so I just linked it there.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Mute yourself, Brother Sage. Oh, you did.
Talk to the cow. Oh.
Moo.
Yeah. Kombucha. Somebody's name is Kombucha.
Yeah, he's down in Florida. Hey, dude.
Kombucha, do you drink kombucha?
You make kombucha.
I make kombucha.
What up? Kombucha.
Kombucha, do you make kombucha? Your video's kind of stuck right now. I guess we'll wait till you stabilize.
Okay, hey, it's Kombucha Clark. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yes.
I sent the link to the group, so they may or may not make it. We'll find out. So I'm gonna read the We're getting feedback from you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Kombucha, you're giving us feedback. What's going on there? You got two sources, like a phone and an iPad. Oh, thank you. Matt says, if you mute everybody. Oh, thank you, Matt.
So now I think that the echo will go away. So when the echo comes, Brother Sage mutes everybody, and then we individually unmute ourselves, and that helps.
Okay, did that do anything?
I mean,
I think so.
we're here.
Do I mute and then unmute everybody?
The reset on the echo seems to be the act of muting everybody from the host. And then just we unmute ourselves if we'd like to talk. So, just when.
All right, try that.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, great. So, when it gets really feedbacky, you just mute everybody and we don't take it personal and we just unmute ourselves and we continue.
Wonderful. Let me go over the etiquette really quick. Raise your hand when it's time to speak. Number 2, sit still if you can. Don't pull a Rico from Amsterdam and do your yoga on camera. Number 3, avoid pulling a Harry Matadine and talk slowly and enunciate correctly so we can hear every word. And number 4, this might apply to Christopher. I have no idea. Try avoid eating on camera. Drinking's okay. We've had people decide that this is their mealtime. All right, so
I've never seen that activity from you. I don't know why you would ascribe such a thing.
grab your water. Let's do a prayer. And then I'm going to go over the major bullet points about urine therapy. Is this the cup with the giraffe? Guys, if you haven't seen this, it's at the Shivambu hut. Christopher has come up with a lovely creative way to take your water. Can you get any closer? Yeah, pretty good. The giraffe is self-nourishing. He's awesome. The Guptas have made it to the call. Open your microphone, Indira. I have my own medicine. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We are on. I thought we were almost kind of not.
All right, grab your water, or symbolically grab your water.
Yes.
This is what these guys have done before. They held their hand up because they didn't have any water prepared. I love it. Thank you. We're not going to ask you to actually reveal what's in that cup, but we're guessing it's the same water. Okay, guys, this is call or response. We remember doing this, so we're going to do it again really quick here. I take this water of life.
I take this water of life.
I declare it the water of light.
I declare it the water of light.
As I bring this water within this body,
As I bring this water within this body,
it allows me to glow.
it allows me to glow.
Glow.
I take this water of light.
I take this water of light.
I declare it the water of God.
I declare it the water of God.
I am the master of all that I do and all that I am.
I am the
I am the
master of
all that I
do
and all that I am.
I am.
Salud. So be it. It was so amazing. There's like 7, 8 people drinking pee on camera in front of the world. I love it. But we're that kind of people. Everybody, give us a quick 1 or 2 minute update on what your life's doing with your Shivambu and anything that you've discovered over the last couple of weeks that you want to share. Let's start with Matt.
Hey guys, I'm in New York City. I'm Matt, and I'm getting lighter and lighter energetically. And the thing that's grounding me is the opening of the meridians. So that I need like new vocab, new relationship to grounding, because everything feels so dang light. I can't hardly call anything that helps me feel good. Like, it doesn't feel like grounding anymore. It just feels like opening and allowing. Because yeah, it's just rocket launch, man. Let me tell you, it's scary. Like, that's why I'm not like, just ecstatic all the time, because it's like hard work. But that doesn't mean that it's not a huge thing going on. Yeah.
Are you still working with the nebulizer?
Yes, just more infrequently than I expected, because it's so powerful. That's all. So all good,
Thank you. Thank you. Let's switch over to Darlene.
Hello, I'm Darlene from Canada. I'm a naturopath, and yeah, I've got my research participants. I've got 3 have started the protocols I've set out with UT for my thesis, and I'm really excited about that this month. And I'm doing 2 to 3 per week people, and kind of so that I have time to take all their data and information. I'm checking blood work and all their vitals, and I'm going to track how they've never done UT before. So I'm going to track these participants and see what goes on with them, what goes on with their blood and what goes on in their body.
How many participants?
In total, there'll be about 10 to 15, but more if some of them don't finish it, then I'll add more on to the end until I have about 10 to 15 good ones that I feel is good for the study.
And do you plan to publish it in any way?
Yes, I will. So it will be a thesis. I'm going to have to do my dissertation and defend it first and everything. And then once that is a go and everything's good, then I'll compile it into a book.
Cool.
Or the thesis version of it will be available for people, but it's going to be a little bit more that want the more medical side to it.
Awesome.
And I don't know if now's the time. I'd love to know like how you got these people. You just advertised and people came forward and said, I'll drink urine, I'll try this.
I had to, yeah. So I put it out to like friends and beyond friends that's, said, they're always looking at me or what crazy health things am I doing now? And I said, this is what I'm doing. Are you in for this study? And they're like, oh, that's kind of weird. And that's kind of, out there. But they're all, they see, how much I'm helping people with other things. So they were on board to start doing it. So if I felt like, they wouldn't be able to complete it or didn't have the time or didn't, weren't quite committed, then, I didn't, go back to them. But for people that are really wanting to try this, it's a good way to get it out there. And then they feel like they have to stick with it too, because it's part of the study and they want to, they want to see it succeed for me.
Darlene, when you get a chance, will you open a line of communication with Christopher? Because what you see on the screen here is myself, Christopher, and the Guptas. We are 4 out of the 6 board of directors of the Shivambu organization. And he's our webmaster. So any documentation that you can present to him, we can share that with the world.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'd be happy to create a page just for your this thesis, and we can make it very presentational, something that that you could have a link, and then you can just, whenever you want somebody to kind of tap into what you're doing, you give them the link.
Okay, thank you very much. So what I'll probably do is I'll put it on my website and then I'll have you link it to from there, and then
Okay.
We can make it accessible that way. And but I'm still probably about 6 months to go before, I'll have something tangible for you guys to bite your teeth into.
Okay, Yeah, I'll put my email in the chat.
Sure.
All right.
Christopher, give us a 1 or 2 minute update on your Shivambu journey.
Okay. Let me just finish typing my email in here.
Hi, Nicola.
Okay. So, well, something I did just recently is I had I'm doing this thing I'm doing a dialogue every week with somebody about, it's called Welcome to the Shift Show. And it's the byline is bringing spirit to bear on trending issues. So what we talked, the title of this dialogue was To Vax or Not to Vax. And basically, this guy that I interviewed, a friend, Kenny, he's a vaccine supporter, and I'm like a UT alternative. This is an alternative to vaccine, and we had this kind of contentious dialogue, but it was very tolerant in the sense of allowing each other's viewpoint, and it was a discussion and not a debate. Anyway, that's I'd like it if you all could go join. It's called Welcome to the Shift Show. It's a group on Facebook. If you could join the group and go in and watch the video and make comments about it. So that's one of the things I'm doing. I have this mug, which is now available on Etsy, and I'll put a link in. And I'm also planning to do this in a T-shirt. So and then I've got a funnel on Shivambu.org of various products, books and things, Sage's stuff and Dr. Phillips' book. And if there's any of you have anything you'd like to have be a product, a Shivambu product, then just email me and we'll work that in.
Christopher, if you can post the link to the Facebook page, that would be great.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
McLean, give us a couple minute update on your journey.
Okay, hi everyone. Well, I don't know if I'd had the vaccine. I talked about it. If I had taken it before, since our last group, I think not. I think it's been since. Anyway, I fasted a few days before. For people that know, I took it. I completely felt taken care of by UT. I had no fear of the vaccine, but I needed to do it for having contact with a few people in my life, including a baby that's coming, and it just was what I needed to do. So I fasted before, and then I took the Johnson & Johnson. So I had one shot. I took it because it was the live variant or whatever, started with that. I had no side effects. I didn't drink. I only drank aged afterwards. I never tasted anything once I started. I don't know. I'm fine. I had no side effects. But what I want to say is that it pushed me, the vaccine pushed me to really come out about UT. For people that don't know, I've been doing this for over 40 years. I came out when I started 40 years ago or over. And so people know, but there are some people that don't, and people didn't want to talk about it. It didn't, it was not. So I stopped talking about it. And now I talk about it all the time. I say, yeah, I want you to know what it cost me or what, my story. And it's been exciting to come out, to really, to share it. And someone was saying yesterday about having something on their lip. And I said, oh, UT would clear that up in a minute, in a day. And even if they don't do it, I'm thrilled to be all of me. So thank you. And I feel like your support. Oh, and Christopher, I do have something. I can't remember. I'm going to have to look where I wrote this. I wrote something down on some page and I thought, oh my God, that'd be a great bumper sticker.
Mm.
So anyway, if I find it, I'll send it on to you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to remind you guys that when this is over, Zoom actually archives the chats, everything we post in the chat. So I can always copy and paste everything in case you missed the chat.
Yeah, you always send out the the Zoom recording, right?
Yeah, it might be a little bit delayed because I have to help prepare the property for guests today, but yeah, I'll get it up.
Right.
Kombucha,
You can just send the chat along with that.
yeah, I can do that. Kombucha, over to you, buddy. You want to unmute yourself?
Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me. I'm super stoked. So ever since I started YouTube back 6 ago, I've been getting lighter and lighter, like Matt was talking about, and I definitely feel that I have to ground myself. I resonate with
Kombucha,
there.
kombucha.
To the point where I sleep in a tent, like physically, like that's like I literally have to go out there. I run a 1-bedroom house in West Palm Beach, Florida, and I set up a big tent in the backyard so I could sleep out there every single night. And it's absolutely the best ever. And in addition to the tent, I have a nebulizer, and I was nebulizing. Yes.
You guys getting that?
Okay, so I was nebulizing frankincense and Roman onions, but on one of these calls, Brother Sage talked about putting UTT in the have I been muted the whole time? Can you hear me now?
Much
Yes.
better.
Hello, can you hear me? Anybody?
Yes, yes, we've removed the obstacles. Good job.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Testing 1, 2. Is that
Kombucha,
better?
keep going,
Maybe
buddy.
let me switch to my phone. I'm gonna switch to my phone.
Oh, you're good.
I'm gonna go on the phone.
You're good.
You're good, Kombucha. We got you.
Keep talking.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, keep going.
Okay, cool. So, okay, awesome. So I sleep in the tent. Did you guys hear any of that, by the way?
It's kind of iffy.
Okay, so I sleep in the tent, and I got this next to me. I got the vaporizer or the.
Oops.
We lost them. Let's jump over to the Guptas.
Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Indira,
Yes, yes. Please, Vijay, you share your thoughts.
give us a couple of minutes about your journey and any discoveries or healings, whatever's going on.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, VJ.
I'm a confirmed user of AUT, both new and old. And this is really amazing what it is doing. Okay, thank you.
He's done. So what I want to share with you that I like to connect with the whole planet about AUT. So I would, this is my new idea that I would like to share with you, that with purity of intention, what we are sharing is very, very pure. We don't want to expect anything or do anything that can benefit us, but it is only for the humanity. So with the purity of intention, let us raise the collective consciousness of the whole billions of people, 7.3 billion people. Just visualize in your 1 minute sharing. Can you imagine the world and all these people on it, on the planet, and just saying that we wish that AUT, Shivambhu, can be a source of health, wealth, everything, and it will have impact. I'm guaranteeing you 190% that it will have impact. So this is my new approach to getting connected with the whole humanity and sharing this thought. So visualize the planet, the people, and think, maybe we can even imagine that they're all naked, peeing, and then it goes into your system. Be funny and be conscious about raising the collective consciousness. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anja,
Can I ask a question?
Christopher, go ahead.
Of Indira. So is there a particular, it's just using our imagination, that's the way, right?
Visualizing and closing your eyes and just imagine all the people all over the world.
Doing.
And this is a very powerful technique to be in the theta wave, lower mental frequency. So I'm sure everybody is doing some meditation or a walk or whatever. Just think about visualizing the planet and people on it, and just pass this thought and go horizontal with it. And they will get it, because this is what my platform is right now for COVID and before that, that purity of intention gets all the barriers broken to reach the people, because they are all us, we are extending our aura to the whole planet. We are electrical beings. We have physical, astral, and biomagnetic entity that expands, and it reaches out to all humans on the planet.
You mentioned theta, which is 7 cycles per second.
Yes.
Which is also, that's the like the
EEG.
It's the inherent frequency of the planet also.
Yes.
Schumann resonance.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
All right,
So,
thank you, Indira.
Sure, thank you.
Indira. Let's go over to Anja. If you're unmuted, give us a couple of minutes update on your journey and any discoveries or healings that's going on with you.
All right. Well, hi everybody, and thank you, Brother Sage. Well, actually, I've been into a void of Shivambu for the past 7 weeks, because I've been traveling and staying with somebody who is really not in favor of Shivambu. He can't even hear it and doesn't want to see any bottles standing around. So I was just doing my not many protocols, just just like a little bit of drinking and nose cleaning and nose drinking in the morning. And it was all right. It was also good to see nothing is happening. I'm not dying. I'm not getting sick if I'm not having this. That's the mind always that likes to kind of hang on things and thinks the world will go down. So that was good. And now I'm in my own space and I'm keeping it up. And I don't know so far about Shivambu. And other than that, I'm glad to be here again, to join with you all. I had some chats with Matt and Darlene the other day and picking up on all the information. And right now my brain is like there's nothing there to say, but it might come during the call, some questions or inspirations to ask you guys or share with you guys. I want to ask Christopher something. I just saw that you had posted something about Shivambu and the vaccination. And I mean, at the moment, I don't know where you guys are at. Well, Indira is in India, obviously. Well, okay, my thing is I'm sitting here in Germany and the lockdown is opening. My home place in India is just closing down again. And there are these rumors or threatening things in the air that we might need a vaccination in order to get traveling. And I guess you too. I mean, I don't think so we are into that. I totally trust to be protected, and Shivambu is protecting. But then another thing is all my people here, my parents, first of all, which I can't say now you're vaccinated, I don't come to see you anymore. But my parents are vaccinated, and most of my old friends in this town are vaccinated. And okay, that's what I have to share with you guys. I was doing, sorry, now it gets a long thing. I was visiting my parents when they got the first vaccine, and I was on my Shivambu loop them. And the next morning I had this drink, and it was, I mean, I can't say it tasted like vaccine, but it tasted like really horrible synthetic medicine. And that is a proof that it really, and I am very sensitive. I pick up everything. Somebody drinks, I get the hangover. But this was the proof for me, something is wrong there. And then I've seen it on the net, and people said, these, you know, it's like bad, and what is this, some kind of jumping proteins or whatever, excuse my lay woman vocabulary. But yeah, so how to protect? I used to have a spray of, like Matt and Brother Sage used to share, use this vaporizer to put a cloak of Shivambu around you. That's what I do. And I trust that this is enough, but I mean, this is a really bloody shit that is happening right now. So, wow, my God.
Yeah, and we have to be very careful about what thoughts we entertain right now. We have to stay close to our creator source, and we have to keep our thoughts as positive as possible, because like many things, they're not what they appear to be. There are some people saying they got through the vaccine just fine, and some people saying that maybe it's been switched by the military and their saline solution being injected.
Know.
We don't know everything, but we got
Nothing.
to keep our faith at an all-time high.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good point. Right. Yeah.
I was just going to say.
I also think we, sorry.
I was just going to say, I heard that how to get a phony vaccine card is the most searched thing on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be a new home-based business for people. Let's go over to Nicola out there in Serbia. Can you get closer to the camera?
Oh, yeah. Just a second. You see me now?
There you are, handsome young man. Tell us what your journey's been doing. What's going on with you?
Well, my journey is kind of up and down a little bit because I'm researching many things at the same time. Yeah, today, for example, I had a urine shower outside in my yard on the sun. I was naked, and it was so beautiful, and I feel so peaceful at the moment, actually. And
nice.
Yeah, I love it. It helps me a lot, and I experiment with different foods and different types of urine. One experience I had that I want to share is that I had a panic attack while doing it through the nose. And like if I'm eating any foods that are like very acidic, like for example, because I'm like a predominantly on a carnivore diet, which is a little bit contradictory with the rest of the urine therapy community, but I like drinking eggs, milk, I like eating meat. And when I eat those types of foods and I put it via my nose, I feel like my brain is attacked, and I got into panic mode. But when I'm putting it after drinking, for example, a bunch of distilled water, I feel like no negative effect, and I'm very relaxed, and my sinuses are very clear. So I think there is types of urine that can nourish the body, which is like maybe more colorful, and the types that cleanses, which is like more like water consistency. So I just wanted to make that type of what should I say?
Yeah, glad you're here. Down below on the bottom screen is Sayuri, and her and another person working with her are translating my books into Japanese. So I'd love to introduce her to you. Sayuri, can you unmute your microphone and introduce yourself?
Yes, hello.
Welcome.
Nice to talk to you. Yeah, just recently, I become a friend with Brother Sage through translation work into Japanese. And then I myself just a beginner for urine therapy. It's just like 3 months. but now the urine therapy is my routine every day. I drink through nose, and then when I have time, I take a bath with urine, and then rinse my hair and put my face and then shoulder and whole my body, and then washing my eyes in the morning, and then slightly but steadily I'm feeling the benefit of this therapy. And then still I'm learning. And then this is my first time to join the English group, so a little bit nervous, but now I'm also a member of Japanese urine group. It's quite large. And then, so I'm learning still, but yes, today also I'd like to learn something from you. Thank you.
Thank you. So you're,
the
um,
Thank you.
Can I ask you, Sayuri, a question?
Yes.
Yeah. So this Japanese urine group, is that a? Are you on social media, or is it just a like a in the flesh kind of group?
Oh, it's now a Facebook group in Japanese. And then before COVID, they had some like actual meeting of urine therapy, but I was not member at that time. But maybe after COVID situation, maybe they will get together.
So are you saying the group has been disbanded?
No, like actual meeting is suspended, but like a Facebook group, like regularly we had a Zoom meeting.
I see.
Like yeah, twice a month or sometimes.
Could
yeah.
you know how to put? Can you put the link for that group in the chat? You know what the chat is?
Yes, group. Yeah, I try.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
if not, you can send it to me and I can get it out to the group. I would, Sayuri, at some point talk to you about doing a Zoom call with the Japanese community and create a translator for me.
Yeah, so Yuichi is preparing like the machine of translation, but also maybe I can be like help of translation in the meeting.
Very much so. That would be terrific. I'm so glad you're part of our family.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Paul, can you unmute yourself? If you would like to join and say something, you're welcome to. But I would like to show you something that we're doing documentations of all kinds of things. And one of the things that I was working on, you probably heard about it, was to take people's pictures of their aura using Kirlian photography before and after doing Shivambu. Well, it just so happened that somebody sent me an app that does this kind of stuff. And so that's me on the left before, and on the right 10 minutes after doing the Shivambu. And this app is so cool because it explains the colors and what it represents. So if you want to go to AURLA, it's an app from Apple. If you can access Apple apps, we're asking people to do is take pictures before and after. And then if you're willing to take a day off from doing Shivambu and do a before and after picture, send it to me and we'll hook it over to Christopher, and we can compile all this and create some documentation.
We can create a page on the website, for it's the aura page. Oh, you got it too, Matt. Yeah. Is that before or after?
That's actually, I just took this right now. So after.
So that's after.
And
And yours is more like a kind of a reddish orange.
Yeah, I've been hopping between the red, orange, and the green, teal, turquoise.
Do they
but
say what those colors mean?
they do. I wish it was a bit more consistent, but how am I able to tell like how I'm it's tough to figure out if it's working or not is what I want to say, but
Okay.
I like it, I enjoy it, and I can't prove it, disprove it, so all good with me.
Yeah, we have not established any parameters of how we're measuring this yet. So it's just we're just like playing with it. But if we can come up with some parameters, Christopher and Indira, then it'll make more sense to people who are just new to this.
There is there's an existing Aura reading app on Android, right? This one that Matt and Sage are using is just for Apple, but it's called Aura Reader X, and it's probably not as good, but they do have a new version coming out soon. So anyway, if you're on Android and you want to check it out, that's the app.
Wonderful, guys. The other thing I'm working on, let me just shut this off. I started this with Christopher and love your feedback on it, is to design a urine therapy protocols calendar. It's a 28-day calendar that has protocols for every day, protocols for every 3 or 4 days, and protocols for the month. When to do enemas, when to do the foot soaks, when to do the eye rinses, so that people who suck at structure will have some kind of structure. What are you showing? Oh, hers.
Ah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see your face, but there's color there.
Lots of blue. The one that I did had lots of blue after, and Sage's had lots of blue after.
I got to get up on the blue train.
It's blue and purple. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm more like a wrathful deity than a bodhisattva today. I just went to the Rubin Museum in New York City last night. I've been many times, but it's beautiful. It has all this Hindu and Tibetan artwork, and just the intensity, the deities with the big mouths and huge eyes, for such a disciplined tradition. That's
artwork with it. It would be really great. It says I'm cumulative, spiritual, and creative.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Would you say that represents you correctly?
Yes.
That's the it's kind of like the throat chakra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I wonder if it's simply a function of that, you're drinking at the level of the throat chakra, and that's like the first energetic, portal to that it comes in on.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate it is, but it'd be interesting. Maybe I might try it on some of my people that are going to start the urine therapy and do a before and after. They've been doing it for,
It'd just be another parameter in your study.
So I don't know how accurate that is as a parameter, but it's just something else I could try,
Right.
It'd be fun.
Maybe intensity of the color. So the less charged we are with maybe less orange. Again, this is all so vague, but maybe a little more splotchy and less like a big clear wash of the same color. A little more holes in the aura, possibly.
At the side of it, there's names of the colors. It says azurite and turquoise.
That's what I got.
Yeah. Nice.
So what I want to do is go over some of the universal teachings about Shivambu. Hold on a second. What's the name of the app? I already said it's the one for the non-Apple, like for the Android?
Is Aura Reader X, I think is what it's called.
You might need to put that in the chat.
Aura Reader X for Android.
So here's a couple of universal teachings. If you guys already figured this one out, then I don't have to go over it in detail. Number one, universal panacea. Shivambu is a universal panacea. That means it's so powerful, it's not affected by gender, age, health, race, anything. I don't know about interspecies because I'm not drinking cow urine right now. Somebody sent me some cow urine from India. They went there, hang out with the breatharian Elatom, and they brought me back some cow urine called Gomuka. And they were so proud because I'm big on urine therapy. They gave it to me and I took one drink of it. I'm going, this tastes like I'm drinking out of the barn. And I couldn't stand the taste of it. So I used it for a bath, and that was about the end of it.
It's called Gamuka?
Gamutra.
Mutra.
Gumutra. It may be G-U-M, Gamutra. But that's what they call it in India. And there's a whole lot of YouTube videos about guys that are standing behind the backside of the cow collecting it. Indira, go ahead.
Cow means Gauma. It means cow.
Can you spell it?
So I think it is G-O-V. Go Mutra. Mutra means urine. M-U-T-R-A. And go is cow. Go Mutra.
Gomutra.
Yes. And I wanted to, if I have a minute, I want to share that we are also putting old urine on our head, you know, like putting it all over the head. And then after a couple of hours, you do the shampoo and wash it off. But what the connection would be that all our 12 cranial nerves are coming from this area, top of your head. And what it does, that it goes to other parts, you know, like there are 5 senses are connected to those 12 cranial nerves. So when you are doing it on your head, it penetrates and it rejuvenates the cranial nerves, which connects the other organs and the 5 senses. So it goes to your ears, it goes to your eyes, it goes to your nose, it goes to your mouth, and it goes to all over your skin. So just think about it, putting it in on your head and keeping it for whatever time, 1 hour, 5 hours, whole day, doesn't matter. But it penetrates the key of your pineal, pituitary, all these glands. My gosh, I mean, what benefit we can get with doing it on your head? Just think of it. And we are doing it and we feel that, you know, it becomes so nice and, you know, just gives you more energy.
You said 12 cranial nerves?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, it was actually Indira who got me clear on the correct traditional spelling of Shivambu. A lot of people have been spelling it S-H-I-V-A-M-B-U. And the correct spelling is S-H-I-V-A-M-B-H-U, which means water of Shiva or blood of the Lord. And it's interesting that plasma, let me flip over to plasma really quick. You might have heard this before, but the 5th state of matter, solid, liquid, gas, ether, and air is plasma. Solid, liquid, gas, ether, and air, and plasma. Not only is plasma the 5th state of matter, but and there's a couple of points here, but plasma is what first responders inject into the arms of accident victims on the way to the hospital to give them life-saving blood. Not only that, we're drinking ultra-filtered plasma water. Not only that, we're also activating 5th dimensional states of consciousness, which plasma gets us there. You guys knew that, right? Darlene, unmute yourself.
I have a fun story to share about my sensitivity and how, since I've been doing all this and improving my health, how more empathic and sensitive I've been to other people. I live outside of the city, and a friend of mine asked me to take her to the hospital for a procedure. And it was just for a couple hours. And I said, okay. So I dropped her off. I went and did my errands, came back. I was listening to music. I was reading. I brought my computer. I was working. Everything was great. I was feeling really great. Then she wasn't coming. And I was just like, oh, I hope she's, hope she's okay. I hope everything's good. And so I'm sitting there reading away. And all of a sudden I'm like, I'm going to be sick. And I grabbed a bag from the back and I puked in the bag. And I found out after, at the same time, she had an allergic reaction to the anesthetic they had used for the procedure. And I was able to feel it sitting outside of the hospital that what was going on. So I think, as we become closer to the energies, we're more connected and, so.
How
Well,
kind
I'm
of you,
gonna-
how kind of you to purge for her.
Well, she purged too, but I think I took a brunt of it. When she came out of the hospital, she was like green and white. I don't recommend going into the hospital for anything.
I have to run, but I'm not running away because that's too mind blowing. But I think I do need to step aside anyhow. Just think about that. But yeah, I got to run for other reasons. Much love. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be blessed.
As always, we love you, Matt.
See ya.
Oh, it's-
Okay, so the next bullet point, who just joined us?
That was Laura. Laura, who came
hi,
on the
Laura.
call 2 weeks ago when it was not a call,
Yeah, we've talked.
but she disappeared. So hopefully she'll come back on. Oh, there she is. Yes. Hi, Laura.
Hi,
Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Laura. I'm here.
And-
I'm new.
And tell us a little bit about why you're here and
And your journey.
Well, I'm interested in urine therapy, but I'm pausing it for a moment. So, but I'm still interested. I think I just want to, make sure my urine is in tip-top condition.
well, if I could interject here, your urine will make your urine into tip-top condition.
Well, I'm a little concerned because I'm pretty sure I have it's a trematode in there. A schistosomiasis parasite.
Mm.
So
Sage, you wanna-
yeah, so I'm a little leery.
Are
I
you,
just want to get that checked first.
are you willing to at least save some of it for external or topical use, or give it a chance to evolve so you can get back to it, or what?
I used it on my carpal tunnel and one of my wrists the swelling went away and the other one did, but I broke out in a rash, which was another indicator, like an allergic rash that you can get from the thing. And then I found out 5 of the diseases I have are caused by it.
Mm.
So I saw a parasite in my urine and then I thought it was a string at first. So I kept looking. And then I thought, so then I started researching and then everything started coming together and I'm like, oh, wow. So I have a doctor's appointment in about a week or so.
Sage, I want to kind of consult with you. What do you think about suggesting to Laura of putting a drop of urine in a glass of water?
Well, a homeopathic version is going to be helpful and it's not going to be harmful to you. Are you open to doing that?
Well, I'm concerned because there could be eggs in there. Not everything with this parasite is visible to the naked eye.
Okay.
And well, it's already probably in my blood anyway, but I don't want to cause an acute infection, or I don't know if that could be possible or what. I don't know yet.
Okay, well, in either case, you're going to have to trust your intuition.
Right, and my
none of us are
intuition's
gonna
telling
judge
me
you.
just to slow down a little bit, just to get some more information.
Yeah, and there's actually people who are actually taking a day off from urine therapy to give their body a chance to show us its own abilities. So I think you're right on with that.
Mhm. Yeah, just take it slow. Take what you can do. If you can do a drop, do a drop. If you don't feel like you can do a drop, don't do a drop. Just do it a little bit at a time until it eventually corrects everything in your body. But if you need further help, Laura, I'm here. I can help you online.
Right, yeah, well, again, like the parasite enters through the skin and there's eggs and then, well, I mean, I could be wrong, but there's so much evidence leaning that way that it's pretty strong. So
hook up with Darlene and she'll guide you.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because I get that, of course, my immune system is what's going to help me you know, hopefully along with, hopefully if I can get some medicine of some kind.
Yeah, unfortunately, the allopathic medicine doesn't always fix it, or it causes worse problems. So it doesn't always do the trick.
Hey,
Right.
is kombucha has, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Borax. Do you know that, Darlene? Have you heard that? Borax? It's something that it can't be sold as it's not on the alimentary codex, but it's I've been taking it and I have it, actually I'm intending to take it again because I've done some stupid eating recently, but lots of sugar and stuff, but you'll have to dilute it a lot. Darlene will instruct you better.
There's many ways. There's borax, there's diatomaceous earth, there's you know what I mean? There's all kinds, there's zeolite, there's, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? All kinds
I've done DE, zeolite. I was leaning towards clay, but I kind of would like to get maybe an anti-parasitic thing to knock it down first.
Right.
Because the other problem is that when I first started having like when I think I got acutely infected was like 1994. So it's been a long term.
Go ahead.
So I'd like to suggest that you take this off the call at some point and communicate with Darlene.
Yeah.
Right.
Kombucha, go ahead.
Okay, so I just wanted to mention, ever since I started urine therapy, I've had tens of thousands of parasites come out of me. Drinking, especially aged urine, and doing aged urine enemas. And I've had like thousands of living worms, dead worms, things that resemble every creature in the sea come out of my body. A lot of them alive, ever since I've started with the aged urine. So I just wanted to put that out there. And because if you're worried about a parasite, I really feel that there are in urine, there's only probiotics, which are the opposite of parasites. Parasites are like the probiotics are the good guys. Parasites are essentially the evil in the body. And I believe in urine, it's only the probiotics, and they kind of, and the more you consume, the more they crowd out the other entities that probably shouldn't be there. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you're worried about parasites in your urine.
Yeah, I'm actually worried about a schistosomiasis. It's it infects urine. It is, and it does infect the urine.
I'd also suggest you take a serious look at your diet and lifestyle. It may be time for a change. Anything that's going to feed, like people who are concerned about candida, they had to get off those carbs. They've got to get off all the things that feed those parasites. So you might want to examine what your lifestyle and diet is.
Right. It's pretty good. I just drank rhubarb juice. Ugh, it was nasty, but I drank it.
Okay, let me get a few more bullet points. We're moving on here. Shivambu will alchemize anything it touches. The reason I bring this up because one of my students had said, well, if I gargle with urine, should I not swallow it because of germs that come off the gums, the lips, and the teeth? I said, well, if you understand, one of the great properties of urine is that it alchemizes, which means it will neutralize it, and its vibration will match the Shivambu. So that's when you want to swallow it. Does that make sense to you guys?
So what I hear you saying, Sage, is that when you gargle and all that stuff comes out, that's actually the best time to swallow it because it's been turned into something else, and that will inform your body on a higher level.
It will turn into your own body's medicine. So whatever you're ailing, and I believe, Laura, whatever comes out in your pee, whatever you're ailing, it will turn it into your own body's medicine, and you can bring it back to you. But you might have to go at a slower pace because you've got a lot of things going on. But that medicine is just amazing, right, Brother Sage?
Yes, the body comes pre-programmed or encoded with information and energy of what perfect cells are. So when you reintroduce the water back in the body, it kickstarts that knowingness, and it goes to work immediately to purify, cleanse, and rebuild you in a way that no other food, water, or supplement can. Does that make sense? Take a breath, everybody breathe.
And you know, I think it's another important aspect is that it's whole, you know, so that it you know, like medicine, it kind of zeroes in on, you know, modern medicine, it zeroes in on things, and zeroing in on things can be good, but when you zero in too much, then it becomes, you know, it becomes evil in a sense. You know, any good, you know, taken to the extreme will become an evil, which is just a deviation from the whole. But urine is whole. You know, it's like it's always going to make whatever is isolated into part of the whole. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
it's going to treat it on all the body's different layers rather than just one part of the physical that the allopathic world likes to treat is just one part. It will treat it on all the different levels, you know, the mental, the supramental, the emotional, the vital.
So it's an holistic water. It's not synthetic, isolated, or altered in any way. It's not GMO. It has not been messed with by man because it was made by you and the creator for your perfect health and return to health. So trust it and do what you need to do in the meantime to move closer to using it again, Laura. And I highly recommend you get 6 hugs a day and do things to nurture your precious inner girl, because that will speed up the process as well. Doing good things for your heart and for your life. Okay, the next point is that Shivambu is an intuitive medicine, which means no tradition or dogma is required. People are going to ask you all the time, is it good for this? Is it good for that? Should I take this much? When should I do it? And all these questions, which they can access the answer within themselves if they're willing to slow their brain down, because it's an intuitive medicine. I, myself, Darlene, anybody on this call can give our suggestions to people, and they're mere suggestions because, let me remind you, we're not board certified doctors. We're not medical practitioners. And so we're lay persons per se, other than our naturopath over here. And we don't want to set up anything that it disempowers our clients. So you want to work with their belief systems, but also remind them that it's an intuitive medicine and they got this if they'll just trust their intuition. Anybody want to add to that? I guess we're using our intuition right now. Okay, and the last point, 2 more points. Shivambu, now Harry and other people call aged Shivambu, they use the word aged. But I'm real sensitive about words and how words affect us and polarize us or unite us and bring us closer together. So I found using the word aged would turn people off, because for them, they associate age with, oh, he's getting old and you're falling apart and you don't have the strength and it's probably disgusting. I don't want to go near it. So I've been using a term which empowers our water. It's called evolutionary water. So I say Shivambu is evolving. The moment you collect it, it's starting to add more stem cells, more antibodies, more nutrients. It never gets less than more potent. So what we're dealing with is an evolutionary water. And as representatives of this water, we're not revolutionaries, we're evolutionaries. So if you want to play with different terms, please, by all means, do so. And the last point I'm going to make is that saturation dosing is an awesome practice for you guys who are just doing the drinking and you suggest to people just to drink the water. We've got 24 protocols, of which Christopher has kindly put together a PDF form so you can get the, like, what is it, 49 page?
Yeah, it's a 49 page ebook. Here, I'll post it in the chat. Yeah, it's a free download.
A beautiful thing of what Christopher's doing and what we got going at shivambu.org and the Shivambu Hut is that we're making all our research, all the documentation, everything that the writers and the advocates have put together. We've been collecting it as a gathering place of information and a resource hub for people to know these things. We're even putting up some of the free PDF books of John Armstrong's books, Martha Christie's book. We're making it a go-to place. And what I've been enjoying is that some of the members like Matt and some other people, and Darlene, are answering each other's questions from the members and helping them to get through some of their challenges. So if you haven't already joined the Shivambu Hut, do that while it's still free. Anybody have any comments? Breathe. Indira, your last few comments? You got some more things to share? You're muted.
The way I'm looking at it, that intuition part, how to get to even tap into your intuition is again lower mental frequency. Because you can be going around doing in beta wave many things, but when you narrow down to theta, the intuition also is emphasized, and at that time the ideas will come. It's like somebody talks to you, something like that. So go into lower mental frequency to tap into your own intuition. What is good for me? How I can do it? Please help me, and that will give you ideas.
I also want to, just, this is an alternative way of tapping to your intuition. I use the I Ching.
Yes.
Right. And of course, there's lots of ways of divination, but it's a way of going beyond your mind and letting your body, your system, your psychic system, tell you the truth of what it needs.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, and I use it. I do use it for urine therapy.
Yeah, and what I'd like to add to that is if people find themselves in a state of wondering and not knowing things, you can simply get really quiet and ask for the knowingness from what's called your higher self. I prefer to call it your infinite intelligence. You can ask for the knowingness and stay still enough, and then that answer and that information and that knowingness will show up for you.
Definitely.
We're making life so complicated more than we have to, and this is why people are still struggling and suffering, because they forgot. And urine is a wonderful demonstration that everything's inside us. This is what I enjoy, because you don't have to. Well, I don't buy supplements anymore, so you don't have to spend a lot of things on shampoo and conditioners, underarm deodorants. A lot of things are accessed within if you slow down enough and listen.
So yeah, I just wanted to, I put the link for an online I Ching, and it's really quick. I mean, it's all virtual, so it takes maybe a minute at the most to do a reading. So if anybody's interested, there it is.
Nice.
Right.
Nice. This is our Zoom conference call number 13. And are you guys getting anything out of these calls?
Yeah, I think it's really important to meet in community. In a world where there's so much misconception about urine, it's important to meet together in our truth and to bolster our belief in this method of universal health.
Thank you. And speaking of get together, I would like to bring back our board of directors for a local meeting, Indira, Vijay, and Christopher.
In the flesh, you're referring in the flesh kind of meeting?
Well, I'm a see me, touch me, feel me kind of guy. So if you love to do that, this is what we used to do. For all the other guys didn't know this, we were doing meetups offline at a public library with the blessings of the Downtown Boulder website. And we had as many as 8 or 9 people that would meet together And it was just an enjoyable experience because there are ways that we can communicate without using electronics that deepen our relationship. So if you guys want to get together, let me know and we'll do that again.
Okay. And I just want to add that I think this is also wonderful. It's wonderful that we have this medium so that, you know, Darlene's in Canada, right? And Anja, is that how you say your name? Anja? Anja's in Germany, and I don't know, and yeah, we're all over, and it's tremendous that we can join together in this way.
I think that is the future. Technology is the future because it avoids traveling, it avoids many, many things. And that's why I think that some people get so edgy about not meeting other people. I was just telling Vijay this morning that first you have to be friendly with yourself, you know, and when you go within or be friendly, you don't need outside stimulations, even from people. You can connect with mind with them, you know, and it works very well. Once you settle down and ease into this state of mind, everything feels so right. You don't need outside stimulations.
I also want to add that somebody said once that the fact that a civilization has a high degree of technology is not a sign that they are highly evolved in their consciousness. It's a sign that they're about to become highly evolved in their consciousness. In other words, this outer technology is a precursor to inner technology. So I believe what we're working on by doing Zoom, you know, is we're working on telepathy. You know, we're actually introducing that idea to our psyche, that we can actually communicate, you know, throughout the world
with frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah, will that also include bilocation and teleportation? Because I'd like to go visit with Darlene for a while.
That's great. Yeah.
I would like to leave here too.
Yeah, you don't have to pack anything, just go.
My heels together. I'm working on it. I so far I've got, you know, wondering how my friend's doing and feeling how she's doing. So now I can, you know, if I could just, you know, get my particles a little bit lighter, I can see you too.
Yeah, just show up at her front door and surprise her.
It's inevitable. It's just a matter of time.
Wonderful. Well, we're getting near the end of our call, and this would be the opportunity for anybody who wants to have some last-minute comments or suggestions to the folks who will be watching the show once I post it on YouTube. Anybody has the last few comments?
Sage, I need to bow out. I have another call starting at noon. So thank you, everybody. It was great to meet with you today, and I will see you next time.
Yes.
Much love to you, brother.
Thanks, Darlene. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for your contribution and your help and what you are doing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Anybody else any last minute comments before we close the call?
I would just want to say, Brother Sage, you're doing miraculous work. You're helping so many people by promoting, by organizing these meetings, talking to people, to keep up your good work.
You are the catalyst for the whole world, the whole planet.
I'm enjoy being a service to you guys and to the whole world. A couple of times I thought I was going to step away from this path, but everybody keeps pulling me back in, and I know it's a calling, so I ain't going nowhere. You guys have not heard the last of me. I doubt if you will for a while.
And I wanted to clarify to Enja that I'm not in India. I'm in Boulder, Colorado. Okay.
You know, I'm really grateful for this Zoom call too, because, you know, it's really hard to connect with some of the people in the Facebook groups because they're very they're just, not as kind.
We love you. We're glad to
Okay.
have you in this family.
Yeah,
You-
I've heard
you
some
can be
pretty
more dis-
nasty things about you, Brother Sage, in there. There's some people in there that are just really angry.
Well, if they want to work it out, go right ahead. I'm unaffected because I've learned that what people think about me is none of my business.
I know, I'm just saying the level of support there is different than here.
Oh, yeah. I'd rather step in this water anytime. Anya, you got a couple of words you want to say before we close the call?
Well, I'm really grateful for you, Brother Sage, because it's for all of you guys, for Darlene and for Indira and everybody. But I really love that non-dogmatic approach, because it's the truth. And it's time those of us who are open for it, to hear it and imbibe it and pass it on. And I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. So guys, get over your shyness and tell people. It's that simple. I know some people who have called me or reached out to me on social media and said, well, I keep my little practice to myself. I don't want my wife, my husband, my kids to know about it, so forth and so forth. Get over it.
or just in your thinking, go horizontal with the love that you have for humanity to understand this system. And I think that will go a long way, and it helps us to relieve our own karmic patterns, that we are, sharing this something that comes from the heart. Heart has so many things. We need to unburden our heart in a good way, and replace it with something so profound that people can, get it just like that.
Well, they're going to get it from hanging out with you guys, because we figured it out. We got it right. I don't know about the guys that are following the propaganda or the myth from the medical community, but we got it right. And the fact that you're solid in your use, the solid in your devotion, the solid in your practice and in your faith, it rubs off and affects people. At some point, they're going to go, I don't get it. I'm really not sure I understand it, but tell me more. And then you can start pouring it out to them. I wouldn't dump it on people until they're ready, but you can baby step people, and when they're ready, man, you can give them the world. This is great timing. So, anybody else?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, in my practice, I'm, people want to cure things and fix things, and I'll be like, do you want to do it the easy way or the hard way? We can go about it step by step and fixing all the different things, or we can do it an easier way, but it might be harder, to try to overcome those barriers in the meantime.
That's very true.
Totally agreed. And at some point, you can just love people well, and we don't even have to talk about how to correct or fix themselves. Because one of the mistakes we've made over the years is seeing somebody as broken or stuck or needing improvement. And I don't think Christ operated that way. As a matter of fact, how Christ did the quantum healing like that is that he saw the person as already whole and healed, and their mind had to make the shift in perception, and all of a sudden they're healed. So they're doing the healing. We're not healers. We're facilitators.
You're quite right, Brother Sage.
A lot of trial and error to get that one down. Nicola, last few words from Serbia before we close out.
Well, yeah, I like these Zoom calls very much, because I always get introduced to new people, and it kind of helps me also practice English a little bit, because my accent and my word vocabulary is not as wide as some of you guys. But I always hear some new creative ideas, and it helps me very much. Sometimes maybe I have some kind of views that are a little bit contradictory, or a little bit unconventional, or about some things when I talk to Brother Sage even, but I like these calls.
Can you give us the word for urine therapy in Serbian? Is there a word?
Urine therapy.
Urine Therapy. Okay, Anya, you speak what language?
German. It's called Urine Therapy.
Urine Therapy. Now in Botswana, they call it U-juice. And in Nigeria, they call it Zito. I was collecting different names from different parts of the world. If you got any other ones, send them my way. This is good material. So Indira and Vijay, you coming to the party later?
Yeah. And
What time is the party?
4 o'clock.
4 till 9. If it rains, we're going to have a fire in the fireplace and we'll bring the drumming and the potluck inside.
Okay.
I wish I could join. I'll be there energetically.
Energetically, yes.
Horizontally.
Yeah. Oh boy, you can use any terms, but we are all connected. So we are thinking and sending the messages, and it, I call it mind mail, and it works 99.999 times. Only one guy that I'm experimenting on, he lives in I think Vienna or Germany someplace. He has not replied, so he's my like I have to prompt him to say when he's ready. My mind mail will be 100%.
Very thick-headed people, these German, I tell you.
Yes, maybe that's the kind of coming in the way, but it's okay. We need statistics, so it works.
Good.
So anything you guys that are doing to document results, send them my way or send them to Christopher.
Well, we have to get it more compact in our things, because you see, I think that's something that, when I'm talking about Brahman, you have to have a consistent theoretical framework.
Mm-hmm.
Then you practice to understand what it is. Then you have results, you have experience. And then you sit down and say, okay, I want to do some research and say if it works all the time, So let it loose and everything will come together to give you that edge with science versus everything else,
Thank you. So let's end with a group hug for our viewers. And then I'm going to close the call.
Okay. All the best.
Blessings, my friend. Blessings, my friends. I'll get this uploaded as soon as I can.
Okay.